Was the weapon of the assault phase of a battle. So if you had to physically take the soil away from the enemy, the bayonet was the tool that the 18th century warrior used to take ground from the enemy. But I skipped over a phase, the movement fire phase. So in this phase of the battle, or combat, the engagement, however you want to say, the enemy can see you and you need to get closer to them, but they're shooting at you. So as I mentioned, in the modern military, they have light machine guns that have very high rate of fire to actually scare the enemy to the point that they cannot return effective fire. In the 18th century, they had muskets. So muskets were the high rate of fire weapon of the day. Now, one musket, the British soldier at the time was supposed to be able to fire and load his musket 3 times in 1 minute. And the accuracy they were thinking about was within 100 yards. So with this weapon, all right, I'll try not to squeak. With this weapon, you should be able to expect to shoot a man-sized target at 100 yards 3 times a minute. So that's 20 seconds you should be shooting. So as you can imagine, a 22-year-old man in the peak of his prime can run pretty far in 20 seconds. Can he cover 100 yards? Actually, maybe, maybe not. But definitely if the first shot missed, or if there was cover and you were only fighting within 50 yards or so, you were definitely within the range of hand-to-hand combat. So during the period, 100 to 50 yards was really your firing zone. Any closer than that, you feared hand-to-hand combat. Any farther than that, you were not super effective with your musket. So the way they did this was you had 2 problems. One, your accuracy wasn't super great compared to today's standards, and 2, your rate of fire was relatively short. So what they would do is they would stand in groups. You would stand in 20-man groups, and you would line up in a line because that's the most efficient way to put 20 guys in the smallest amount of space. Those 20 guys would then shoot together. They would go through the motions, they would shoot together. So for that instant, they controlled the battlefield with their firepower. You had a wall of bullets going down the battlefield. So for that instant, they controlled it. For the next 20 seconds, they did not. So what you do is you get another group of 20 guys, you put them next to them, and then a third group next to them. So while the first group's firing, the second group is getting ready to fire. Then once the first group is reloading, the second group fires, and then so on and so forth. And they actually would fight in battalions of 16 platoons, firing in 3 sections. And so every instant there was bullets coming down the field, and every instant another group was reloading. So they were able to maintain constant firepower by taking turns basically and working together as a group. So standing in lines and standing out there and letting them shoot at you, actually, even though it seems silly, it was the way to protect yourself from firepower.
You're about a half a step ahead.
So if you were to hop on YouTube sometime and look up Marines shooting big guns or something, you will probably notice that you have these United States Marines shooting these huge weapons, making a lot of noise and stuff. But if you look at it, the Marine is typically exposed. He's standing there shooting this automatic grenade launcher or something, doing all kinds of damage, but he's just standing there, you know, and you think a sniper could just shoot him. The problem is the sniper has to not be afraid of dying. So that man's protection is not a shield. It is his superior firepower. So the way that the 18th century warrior protected himself in combat was to stand out in the open in large groups, in large masses of groups, taking turns firing so that you controlled the battlefield with your firepower. All right, with that, does anybody have any other questions? All right, with that, I'm going to take a break. Everybody wants to watch these guys go anyway. So I'm going to take a break and we're going to get everything set up probably in about 5-10 minutes. We'll actually get the competition on the way. Thank you.
Stab, 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 stab.
Charge your bayonets. 1, 2, ha! Front, march. Step, 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 step. Prepare to charge. Charge your bayonets.
The gentleman in blue.
march.
are part of the Illinois Regiment who fought out here in the Kaskaskia, Vincennes, Indiana area.
Charge your bayonets. Ha! Forward, march. Stab, 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 stab.
Charge your bayonets. 1, 2, ah! Front, march. Step, 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 step. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Okay, I am the announcer. So today, 2019 Bayonet Competition, Forest Glen Bayonet Competition finalists are in third place come the Smart Alex from Virginia. Round of applause. Congratulations, gentlemen. 56 points of cold steel stabby destruction. Coming in second place, 59 points is the Red Green Show. Gentlemen, thank you. You are an honor to the crown and the king. Our first place winner is perhaps biased as they have the same uniform as me, but with 64 points was the Stabby Crew, Captain Ashmead's company of Wayne's Light Infantry Corps. Congratulations, gentlemen. So if the first place winners would come over here, we do have a pile of prizes. And I'd like to say thank you to all the competitors. This isn't fun if you do it by yourself, so thank you guys very much for coming out and having fun with us. I'd also like to say thank you to our audience. Once again, this is not nearly as fun or educational if we do it by ourselves, so thank you, audience, for coming out. I'll stick around for a few minutes. If you have any questions, let me know.